Okay, now on this section here is information about phone lists to broadcast to. iBuzz Pro has free leads in their back office. The business-to-business leads are fine. The MLM leads don't even go there. They're old, they're worn out, they're beat up. They're not worth your time. They're not worth the money it's going to take you to broadcast to them. Forget about them. Don't even think about them. Imagine they're not even there. Okay? Now, when you're sending out a voice broadcast, if you're going to be broadcasting to people that answer the phone live, you need to be very, very mindful of not getting overwhelmed. Okay? Some people get into iBuzz Pro and they think, oh, I'll broadcast to 5,000 phone numbers. Okay? If you do that and you use live answer, then you need to be prepared for what's going to happen. We do have a member, Mark, who does broadcast to 5,000 phone numbers, and he does get himself around 90 to 100 leads at a time, and he does follow up with all those people. He is 30 years old. He's not my age. I'm pushing 60. I don't have the energy for that, and nor do I have the inclination for that. If you do, then more power to you. If you don't, then you need to broadcast to a shorter list at a time. Let me tell you how I do it. First of all, let me back up. When you broadcast to live answer only, which is my preferred way of doing things, as you have probably guessed by now, for some reason it just works out that if you broadcast to a list of, say, 500, or whatever the quantity of the list is, and you're broadcasting live answer only, for some reason it's about 50-50. About 50% of the phone list has an answering machine on, and about 50% of the people answer the phone live. It's like that in every broadcast I've ever done. It's not exactly 50-50, but it's about 50-50. So if you're going to broadcast to a list, for example, of 500 phone numbers, it's going to be around 250 people that are going to answer the phone live. Okay? So, if you follow what we teach you, you're going to get a 5 to a 10% response. Let's say 5%. 5% response on a list of 250 people is what? 12 leads. 10% would be 25. 5% would be around 12. I have gotten 10%. I frequently do get 10%. And if you become masterful at your messages and how you do this, you can get 10% too. But let's just figure 5%. That's 12 leads that are going to come to you in the space of, basically the space of a snap of the finger. Within minutes. Certainly no longer than 10 minutes. It's not going to take more than 10 minutes for iBuzz Pro to send out a broadcast to a list of 500, and it's only going to go to the 250 that are going to answer the phone live. That occurs almost instantaneously. This thing is so fast. Okay? Which reminds me, on your campaign setup area on step 4, you get to choose how many phone lines you want your broadcast to go out at. Always choose the highest number. That way they'll go out the fastest and it'll cost you the least amount of money. Don't choose the lower number, like 5 lines. Choose the highest number that's available to you as you set up your broadcast. If you set up your broadcast in advance, like I do, like on Sundays for the whole week, you'll have 200 phone lines available to you. That's the maximum, and your broadcast will go out in lightning speed. Lightning. Don't choose the 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 phone lines, because that's a lot slower, and you're going to pay more in airtime. Okay? So, that's the reason. So anyway, so if you're going to get 12 leads at a 5% response rate, they're going to come in very quickly. And so, you know, I don't like to broadcast to a list that's bigger than that. Okay? Some people do, some people don't. I personally don't like to do it. So let me tell you how I do it. I actually don't even broadcast to a list of 500. I broadcast to a list of 200 to 250 at a time. Say, let's take 200. So out of that 200, 100 is going to be live answer and 100 is going to be answering machines, approximately. So let's say I get a 5% response. I'm going to be getting 5 leads. Okay? If I get a 10% response, I'm going to be getting 10 leads. So I'm going to get probably somewhere between 5 and 10, and they're going to come to me in lightning speed. So what I do, personally, is I'll set up a broadcast for 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 3 o'clock. Okay? Now, if you want to do it in the evening, you may want to set up a broadcast for like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and 8 o'clock. In each broadcast, I'll do 200 to 250 of a list, and out of those, remember, I only do live answer, so half of those are going to be who I'm going to be reaching with live answer. Okay? So for me, it's manageable. If I'm getting 5 to 10 leads at a time, it's manageable. If you're going to do live answer, and when they press 1, the call is going to go to you live, then you would even want to scale down even more, so that you're only getting 3, 4, 5 leads at a time, rather than 5 to 10. So you would want to have your list be 100 to 150, half, let's say 100, half of those are 50, you get 5%, you're going to get 2 to 3 leads at a time. So what you would do in that case is you would set up your campaigns, for example, to go out at 1, 1:30, or 1, 1:15, 1:30, 1:45, 2 o'clock. Okay? You can do it like that. You have total flexibility in terms of how you want to do this. I'm not telling you how to do it. I'm giving you the big picture. I'm giving you the foundational information so that you can decide for yourself how you want to do it based on how you like to work. Which brings up another point, and that's the best time to broadcast. The best time to broadcast is whenever you want to. You can broadcast 7 days a week, anytime in the 7-day-a-week period of time. You cannot broadcast after 9 p.m. or before 9 a.m. In fact, if you accidentally set up a campaign after 9 p.m. or before 9 a.m., iBuzzPro won't even accept it. You can't even send it out. It's impossible. Okay? Now, the only time you shouldn't broadcast is Sunday mornings up and Sunday afternoons up until even 4 o'clock. Because it's family and church time for people. And especially in the summertime, you have picnics and stuff like that. So, anytime other than that is fine. It depends on when you want to broadcast. If you have a full-time job and you can only do this in the evenings, it doesn't matter, it's fine. People answer the phone in the evenings just as well as they do early in the day. So let me give you a little story to show to you it depends on you and what you want. Okay, so I told you that I like to broadcast in the afternoon, or maybe I didn't tell you, but I use that as an example. My favorite times to broadcast are 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in my time zone, which is Mountain Standard Time, which is 2 hours behind Eastern. That's what I like the best. My buddy Mike likes to broadcast at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's where he's located. He likes the evening, I like the afternoon. I've tried to broadcast in the evening and I don't get good results because I don't like it. He's tried to broadcast in the afternoon. He doesn't get good results because he doesn't like afternoon. It depends on you. It depends completely and utterly on you.